Simon. Simon. Simon.
It is coming around 150, madam.
Yeah, you may start it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mahima, you can start now.
Okay. Good morning. Myself, Mahima Krishnan, 7th semester B Pharm, Mar Dioscorus College of Pharmacy, Thiruvananthapuram.
Hi, I'm Anthea Biraj of 4th semester B Pharm of Mar Dioscorus College of Pharmacy, Srikaryam, Trivandrum. Pharmacists monitor the health and progress of patients to ensure the safe and effective use of medication. National Pharmacy Week is a special time of the year. It's a week dedicated to highlight the value of pharmacists in our lives. It's a time to recognize the powerful impact of pharmacists on patients. The theme selected for this year is Join Pharmacists to ensure patient safety.
As part of the National Pharmacy Week, the students and faculty of Mar Dioscorus College of Pharmacy, on behalf of IPGA Kerala State Branch, is organizing a webinar session on the topic Career Opportunities for Pharmacy Students.
First of all, let's invoke the blessings of Almighty. For that, I welcome Devika M. of 7th semester B Pharm, Mar Dioscorus College of Pharmacy for the prayer song.
ജഗദീശ രക്ഷിക്ക ഞങ്ങളെയെന്നും മഹിതമാം ഭക്തിതൻ ദാനമിങ്ങി മനതാരിലെങ്ങും വിളങ്ങട്ടെ ശുദ്ധി ചിരമായി വളരട്ടെ ഞങ്ങളിൽ ഭക്തി സമഭാവ സ്വരഗംഗ തണ്ണീരൊഴുക്കി ഹൃദയങ്ങൾ സ്നേഹാർദ്രസാഗരമാക്കി കൈകോർത്ത് യോജിച്ചു മുന്നോട്ടു പോകാൻ സകലേശ ഞങ്ങൾ കനുഗ്രഹമേകൂ ജനകതൻ ചിന്തയിൽ കൺമണിയായി നിതനാം വസിപ്പു പരമ്പൊരുളേ നീ ജനകതൻ മാനസിൻ കൂരിരുൾ നീക്കി ധവള പ്രകാശം പരത്തു നീയെങ്ങും ധവള പ്രകാശം പരത്തു നീയെങ്ങും.
Next, I would like to invite Dr. Preeta J. Pillai Ma'am, Principal of Mar Dioscorus College of Pharmacy, Thiruvananthapuram, for the welcome address.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
A warm and pleasant good morning to one and all present here. I would extend a warm welcome to each one of you present here on behalf of Indian Pharmacy Graduate Association and Mar Dioscorus College of Pharmacy. I welcome each one of you at webinar on career perspectives for pharmacy students. It gives me an immense pleasure to extend warm welcome to our keynote speaker, Dr. Ranjit Bashigar sir, CEO, QBD International. We are grateful to you for accepting our invitation to be the keynote speaker. Welcome, sir. It is my hope that today's session would be able to achieve its objective of providing an effective forum for the student community to explore the possible areas where they can. And IPGA has been working from the last 30 years for the upliftment of professionals of pharmacy. And this association has a mission to improve the professional status of pharmacy graduate and to secure their rightful place in pharmacy and allied professions. I take great pride and honor in welcoming Dr. Satish Kumar CS, Vice President of IPGA and former drug controller, to grace us with his words of wisdom and share the strategic direction he envisioned for us. Welcome, sir. I welcome all the eminent personalities and guests from all over the country, from different walks of life you have joined with our student community. I wholeheartedly welcome Jayan sir, retired drug controller and president of IPGA, Dr. Jaybalan sir, Vice President IPGA North Zone, Dr. Nishit sir, Vice President IPGA South Zone, Sri Dilip sir, General Secretary IPGA, Dr. Mahalakshmi Madam, IPGA Women Forum South Zone, Dr. Miss Remya Gayatri, IPGA Women Forum Kerala State, and Mr. Abdul Nasir sir, PK Srikumar sir, Kala Madam, and all the office bearers of Indian Pharmacy Graduate Association and Kerala Pharmacy Graduate Association. Once again, I welcome you all. Last but not least, behind the success of every event, there is a mass of delegates. Once again, a heartfelt welcome to all the delegates joined here, and we appreciate your invaluable involvement in making this event a success. Today, let us come together as a community, united by common purpose, shared passion. We welcome you to a place where the dreams are nurtured, talents are honed, and bonds are formed. Welcome, one and all. I wish you a very productive section with exciting and encouraging discussions ahead. Once again, I welcome you all on behalf of IPGA and Mar Dioscorus College of Pharmacy. Thank you.
Thank you, Prija ma'am. Next, I welcome Dr. Satish Kumar CS, Vice President, IPGA Kerala State Branch, for the presidential address. Sir, please.
Yeah. Dear Speaker, Dr. Rajit Persikarji, Dr. Prija G. Pillai, and Mrs. Rachel Matthew of the Dioscorus College, Mr. Dilip, Secretary IPGA, our President Jayan, colleagues of IPGA, fellow pharmacists, and my dear students. Good morning to everybody. A warm and hearty welcome to all of you on this auspicious occasion of the National Pharmacy Week celebration 2023. So it's organized by IPGA Kerala branch in collaboration with our esteemed institution, Mar Dioscorus College of Pharmacy. It's indeed an honor and privilege for me to be with you today in absentia of our President, Sri PM Jayan. First of all, I would like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to the principal, staff, and students of the college for their unstinted dedication and commitment towards the field of pharmacy education. The purpose of Pharmacy Week is multifaceted, but one of the key objectives is to recognize and celebrate the pivotal role that pharmacists play in the healthcare system. Pharmacists are often the unsung heroes, working tirelessly to ensure the safe and effective use of the medications, and their contributions can't be underrated. This week serves as a reminder of their importance and encourages us to acknowledge their significant contributions to society. Today's webinar on career perspectives is of great significance these days. India has been a breeding ground for brilliant minds in the field of pharmacy, but we have witnessed a concerning trend of brain drain, where most of our talented pharmacists seek opportunities abroad. It's high time to recognize the immense potential that exists within our country and create an environment that encourages our pharmacy graduates to stay and thrive in India. As per the latest reports, many IT professionals start returning to home for working in India and Kerala. This is called reverse drain, as the people call it, reverse drain. In IT, it is in vogue. So our nation is in dire need of pharmacists who can contribute to the various sectors like research, regulatory affairs, academia, and all, industry. The diverse career opportunities available in pharmacy are very vast. It's our collective responsibility to harness these potentials. By nurturing and retaining our pharmacy talent, we can significantly improve the healthcare landscape of our nation very well. Let us take this our National Pharmacy Week as an opportunity to celebrate our achievements, reflect on the importance of pharmacists, and pledge to create an environment that nurtures care, growth, and innovation field of pharmacy in India. Together, we can ensure that our pharmacy graduates not only stay in our country, but also thrive and make meaningful impact on the health system, on the customer health care. I firmly believe the enriching thoughts and words from our esteemed speaker, it will kindle the light of reverse drain phenomenon amongst our fellow pharmacists and abroad. Thanks so much. Happy National Pharmacy Week. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next, I would like to invite Rachel Matthew Ma'am, Vice Principal, Mar Dioscorus College of Pharmacy, Thiruvananthapuram, as moderator and for the opening remarks.
Good morning, everybody. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to the session on career opportunities for pharmacy graduates in this webinar, which is jointly organized by IPGA Kerala branch and Mar Dioscorus College of Pharmacy. Such sessions are a blessing in disguise for aspiring pharmacy professionals and pharmacy students who are the audience for today's session. It's highly apt that the right person has been chosen as the resource person for this talk. The resource person for today's session is none other than Mr. Ranjit Barshikar, who in a career span of 52 years have rich and varied experience in the pharma industry, especially in quality management, R&D, manufacturing, regulatory, compliances for US FDA, European Union, WHO, etc. A short introduction for a great person. I have great pleasure in introducing Mr. Ranjit Barshikar. He is an expert on quality by design, data integrity, quality culture, etc., and various other GMP subjects, CGMP subjects. He is an expert auditor of formulations and API facilities. He has worked for the World Bank, Washington, USA, and also worked with Saudi Arabia FDA for generating the regulations and training SFDA inspectors on behalf of World Bank. He has traveled globally to 70 countries and delivered 519 presentations in conferences as chairman and also as keynote speaker or speaker. He has addressed 118 webinars till date in the last 24 months and on COVID-19 and various other pharma subjects. He was nominated as an IPA expert Geneva. He has been the advisory board member and mentor of various pharmacy colleges in India. He has worked with Pfizer Limited, Sun Pharma, Leica Labs, and he has retired as the global quality head in 2006. He has many major awards to his credit. He is currently the CEO of Quality by
Design.
Quality by Design, Quality by Design International, and who is the CGMP consulting for biopharma and pharma industries. He is working as the MPP Geneva advisor for United Nations and also the member of editorial board of Journal of Generic Medicines, England. With this short introduction, I introduce Mr. Ranjit Barshikar for today's talk. We'll have an interactive session after the talk, wherein you can clarify your doubts and interact with Mr. Barshikar. You can also put up your questions in the chat box. Kindly keep your mics muted throughout the session so that we get a fruitful and uninterrupted session on career opportunities for pharma graduates. Thank you, sir, and welcome, sir, for the talk.
So you want me to start now?
Yes, sir. We can start the presentation and.
Okay, so bring in my presentation. I already shared earlier.
Sorry, please repeat it.
Okay, you want me
Repeat.
to?
Yeah.
1 minute, huh?
Yes. Yes.
Is it okay?
It's okay, sir. It's fine.
is moving ahead.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Done.
So thank you very much, IPGA, as well as the Pharmacy College, Ma Discourse Pharmacy College at Tiruvananthapuram. So I appreciate your invitation and the subject which you have selected to be discussed with the audience today, which is in very large number, and I appreciate for that. And it shows the curiousness of the participants to understand these career opportunities. It is very much interesting. And when I retired,
Hello, Daddy.
just take care of this noise. Yeah. Okay. So I just remembered while we were talking and while Dr. Satish Kumar, while Dr. Satish Kumar was talking and the principal madam was speaking, I remembered my meeting with Dr. Abdul Kalam, our ex-president. And it was one-to-one meeting with him for about half an hour. And the way in which he was communicating to me about what Indian people need from the perspective of the pharmaceutical industry and his views on that. And one question which he asked there, which puzzled me completely initially for a few seconds. And then when I answered, he just patted me on my back. So that was a best moment of my life. He asked a single question, my friends, that whenever you take any decision in your organization as a global head, you think of whom? Business, organization, as an individual? What comes to your mind while taking these critical decisions? So I said, sir, it has nothing to do with the business directly, nothing to do with definitely with as an individual, but certainly when I take any critical decisions from quality front, it is always patients who comes before me first, and then I take the decisions rightly in the interest of patients to give them safe product, efficacious product, so that they get value for money and they get relief from our medicines. So he was very happy, and that's where he put his hands on my back to pat, and he said, I appreciate this thing, and this is what I expect from you to continue. So these moments are always happy moments, and you cannot forget whole life. And that is where he described that, Mr. Varshikar, this is a noble profession you are into. And your approach towards this noble profession is excellent. I appreciate, and I'm going to tell your chairman today that your organization is in safe hands. So such was a great person from Kerala, our missile scientist. And I always pray to God that give me such opportunities more and more to talk to Kerala people, to visit Kerala. It's a God's country. It's a God's where the gods reside. And that's what we have been told, and I have experienced it in the past. So I appreciate this invite, Dr. Satish Kumar, Dr. Jaywalan, Principal Madam, from that perspective. So let us understand what we are thinking on the pharma industry career perspective. And before I actually move into the career perspective, I thought it will be better for you in few slides to share the reality of the industry, where we are, and what kind of segments we have, what kind of sections we have in the pharma industry, and then subsequently how this industry is moving ahead. And then I will start my career discussions about the pharma industry, being a very noble profession. And so when we talk of key segments, we definitely have API manufacturing and the trading also. Bulk drug is a big business in India today. Formulation manufacturing. We also have the clinical research organizations who are doing clinical trial, the research in the clinical areas. And there are also outsourcing organizations who do manufacturing as well as testing of the products. There is also another branch to the in this pharmaceutical area is a biotechnology. There are several companies which have come up, and biotechnology is gaining more and more importance as the time is passing, as for the future of the pharma world. So if you see from that perspective, there is a vast opportunity, my friends, for the moving ourselves into the industry, whether when we talk of bio industry, the biopharmaceuticals, which is around 62% of the whole bio industry, bio services, that is like a service part, it may be testing, it may be outsourcing for the manufacturing, bioagriculture, bioindustrial and informatics. Though it is at the very nascent stage, it is very much under fast development now, bioinformatics, and which has a connection to the automations and the software and IT industry also pitches in the bioinformatics area. So when we talk of Indian current scenario of the pharma industry, this is very important to know, my friends. As some of you may be aware, but those who are not aware, I want to share this. It is no doubt about highly knowledge-based industry. It is third globally by volume of manufacturing the products. Third globally by volume of manufacturing the pharmaceutical products. 10th globally by value of manufacturing the products. The size of the industry was 42 billion 2021, and which has gone now up to 50 billion. The recent publication which has come up now, out of which 50% is exports from India. And we are exporting more than 200 countries to the world, different type of products. And just see the number of pharma companies, which has more than 3,000, having 10,646 manufacturing sites today. Plants, manufacturing plants, more than 10,000. Can you imagine this? Which is employing 500,000 plus people in India. Overseas of the same organization, this additional number will be more. But you see, imagine the vast operation and the scale of Indian companies' operations worldwide. And this has been published by IPA, Indian Pharmaceutical Industry 21 by FICCI and Ernst & Young. And this data speaks volume of our noble industry. And therefore, it is known as the sunrise industry and also the pharmacy of the world. So it is very, very important that we are in a perfect situation today, my friends, of this noble industry to look as a bright career of ourselves into this pharma industry, biopharma industry. We also should know that how Indian company, where they are dealing with for as a global regulatory major exports as well as highly regulated market, is no doubt we are controlled in India by CDSCO, the DCGI of India. Most of the exports is also going to United States, and which is several companies are approved. I will give you the numbers as we go ahead. WHO, World Health Organization, European Medicines Agency, Medicines and Healthcare Agency UK, MCC South Africa, TGA Australia, and ICH guidelines are supporting to all these activities worldwide for pharmaceutical industry, whether it is API, whether it is formulations as well. Look at these numbers. Now, what these numbers tell us, my friend, US FDA so far has approved bulk drugs, that is API plus formulation, which are registered with US FDA, is 741 numbers, which is the largest manufacturing sites approved after US themselves. So we are number 2 in the world supplying to US market. We are having highest number of products registered in Europe. To be precise, 1953 products, and the sites which are registered with European GMP is 542, and WHO more than 2,000. So you see the operations and how wonderfully the Indian companies are working to supply to the world in addition to the own country. So our government also has taken a lot of initiatives to improve upon the regulations as well. Because our regulations is 1940 Act and 1945 rules. If you have read it, it is almost 75 years old document with some amendments on regular frequency. Main purpose was to improvise the quality standards of the products, API and the products, from the GMP perspective, from the quality perspective, in the interest of the patients. The initiative also is to minimize the licensing difficulties. Try to generate one window operation so that industry is comfortable to move forward quickly for their next step. And therefore, the government had last year had set up the committee to suggest the changes in those regulations which are 75 years old to meet with the current global scenario. And where I was also part of that committee, and we suggested them several new things, and most of them are under consideration, and it will be issued in very near future. First step towards that is amendment of those act and rules in the form of new Schedule M compliance for GMP, for which the government has given to several organizations to comply with within 6 months of period. And we are very much aware of this, my friend, the vaccines. When you see the vaccines, how we did well, in fact, we were the best in the world to come out of the problems of Corona in 2020, 2021. And there are several Indian companies who developed their products in the form of vaccines. Zydus, Bharat Biotech, Serum Institute Pune, and Bharat Biotech and Serum Institute were on a very large scale. That is, Covaxin and Serum's Covishield was supplied to global countries as well from India. Dr. Reddy's lab partnered with a Russian company for Sputnik V brand. Biological Evans, Etro Biopharma also started that time their clinical trials. And we supplied to more than 70 countries so far our vaccines in the world. So look at that opportunity we got to serve the humanity. And several countries we supplied these timely as per the demand. And in India, this vaccine was available to us at free of cost. And so it shot India to a global fame. And as our economy is becoming stronger and stronger, pharmaceutical industry played its own role to bring India to the global fame right from vaccines to other biological product to pharma products to export to more than 200 countries. By December 22, we manufactured 225 crore doses. Remember, and those were administered in India. Remaining were exported. So look, these large operations as a pharmacy of the world shows that high quality medicines manufactured in India with a strong innovation capabilities, and obviously there is a cost benefit in India. What are the costs? Roughly, just to average out, our manufacturing cost is 32%, 40% lower than in China and Eastern Europe and other countries. It is definitely driven by lower labor costs, my friends. And no doubt, why we are rated so high in the world, we have a skilled labor. Our labor, most of them, I'm saying, most of them is English speaking. And that's a great benefit India has in the pharma world. There is also local talent in pharma industry, which you are already part of that, my friends, and which is very, very strong than the China. So this English speaking and the local talent in B.Pharm, M.Pharm, PhDs, BScs, MScs, they are strongly supporting our industry because this education is in the English. And pharma industry, as of now, worldwide, is known for the English, very common in several countries. We were the largest provider now also to the global market, and occupying 20% of our supply by volume. And no doubt, these numbers have come by government in 2021. We are pharmacy of the world, no doubt. And these are the numbers of 90,000 crores and 1.8 lakh crores generation, and the revenue coming to India from various capabilities surrounded by pharmaceutical industries. Not only pharma product, but beyond that, there were so many activities indirectly connected to the pharma industry. So we have grown tremendously from 13-14 to 22, almost 103% exports from our industry. Now look at here why it is a great opportunity for us to grow and join such a pharma industry as an excellent career opportunity, my friends. Look at this slide. It's a global patent expiration for drugs between 2026. Now, if you see these numbers, you will find it's a great opportunity for us from the perspective of the supplying to the world. What is that great opportunity? You just see this here about the expiry of the patent product. Now, when you see the graphic below, you will see how many number of products, molecules are getting expired worldwide, and that is an opportunity India has to develop such products in the world and export it to take advantage of the generic business to those rest of the world and USA. So this opportunity is very big. And when you see here, the opportunity of $252 billion overall from 20 to 26, now remaining are say almost $180 now. And this $180 billion business from 23 to 26, it's a huge opportunity to develop these products which will be expired as a patent. So we have automatically we get rights to export to the world, to United States, to Europe and various other countries. So it's a organizations are going to grow tremendously, my friends. And that's where there is a great opportunity also for our students, our graduates, our postgraduates, our doctorates to join the industry of this growing the pharma industry in India. And obviously, when we talk of joining the industry, any one of you, every one of you will always think, where can I work? Where can I work? What are those areas I should explore to work? And that's where we're talking of this noble profession. So if you see this particular slide, in a nutshell, I have brought all the things. There are so many branches beyond this, but as a whole, if you see, right from practicing community, hospital, and clinical areas to pharma industry up to products, there are vast opportunities. And the other areas are academics, where your teachers, your principal, and other activities are there in the colleges and the universities. There are clinical research activities as well. Those are for the studying the clinical runs, regulatory, teaching opportunities in academics and research as well. In pharma industry directly, we talk of manufacturing, quality assurance, quality control, the research and development for API and the formulations, packaging department as well, regulatory department in the industry, sales and marketing, everywhere pharmacists are required. So there are great opportunities, my friend, in pharma area and biopharma area. So if you see from that perspective, conventional areas which we talk of is right from the, when we talk of development of the products, the pharmaceutical manufacturing, regulatory, quality control, quality assurance, medical writing, journalism, this I'll discuss as we go ahead, marketing, R&D, academics, clinical trials, hospital, community and pharmacies, pharmacovigilance. So pharmacovigilance and the clinicals, they go hand in hand for the compliance from the hospital perspective, or the sites which are connected with, say, 36 bed or 64 bed area for the clinical trial, clinical research purpose. So overall, there is a big opportunity in every department. Let's see one by one. When we talk of the pharmaceutical areas as a group, when it is API formulation development, R&D, in analytical development also, there are experts required. And this analytical method development, technology transfer area also, we need a lot of experts. So when we talk from that perspective, there is also a very important role for intellectual properties in the organization. And they are in a high demand because there are less number of people, less number of experts in IP area. Clinical research is a big thing because right from medicines information, the QA in medicines, the medicines acquisitions, the medicines management, the information technology which is required from that perspective, the clinical research is a big thing. And also in addition to that, there is the education and training. So overall, all these departments are existing in clinical area as well. And also the regulatory and IP intellectual properties, my friends, along with regulatory department, regulatory affairs, is part of R&D as well. In quality division, you see there are two main sections, is a quality assurance and quality control. Depending on your interest, my dear friends, you can join R&D as I explained you earlier. There is also opportunity in manufacturing quality assurance, working in manufacturing from the perspective of quality assurance for the compliance perspective. quality assurance in outsourcing and monitoring outsourcing jobs, which are the outsourcing manufacturing as well as the laboratory outsourcing testing to monitor their activities. We also need experts in training, those who have a good knowledge of the various GMP, CGMP requirements, regulations, R&D activities and all. We also need extra experts in training. There is a separate skill required. Every manager need not be a best training or best trainer. So trainer has to be a soft skill person who can communicate well, who can explain the content of the training programs and ensure the participants understand it very well and validate their knowledge. So validations is also one of the most important in the organization. Different type of validations like cleaning validation, process validation, analytical method validations, etc., etc. There are all these activities are regularly required. So we need experts in these areas as well. Depending on your interest, you can explore it further. In quality control laboratory, analysis is one of the job, though it is a routine, but still you can work in that depending on the type of different products, depending on different kind of analysis. And now in quality control, there is a heavy automations. And these automations, my friend, is helping quality control analysts for their smooth operation and bringing it more confidence in their work. With lot of automated instrument, which is fully compliant with US FDA requirement, 21 CFR Part 11, it is to be specific, validation of the equipments, qualification of the equipments. Quality control people are also required in manufacturing area for in-process quality control checks during different steps, critical steps of manufacturing, in technology transfer, and also in analytical method development, quality control lab, we need people. In manufacturing, oral solid dosage forms, sterile manufacturing, the production planning and inventory control, we call it as a popularly PPIC, to plan the manufacturing activity, right from complete supply chain inputs to outputs, to organize the manufacturing plan and testing plan and communicate with various departments. It's a key area. And I consider this PPIC as a nucleus of the manufacturing site. We also need people, as I have told you earlier, that in compliance in manufacturing, from manufacturing perspective as well. And warehouse, to monitor the warehouse right from receipt of the material to the dispatches of the finished product. Other areas where you can always explore, my friends, is a packaging manufacturing, packaging material manufacturing, or a supplier of the packaging material, the testing of the packaging materials, development of a packaging material, depending on the type of product, depending on the storage condition of the product, depending on the sensitiveness of the product towards the atmosphere in India or in different parts of the world. You can also explore your opportunities in cosmetic industries from all these what we discussed based on pharma. So cosmetic industry is also growing very fast. Similar opportunities are also available in herbal and Ayurvedic manufacturing, testing, and supplying. And also another fourth area is a veterinary products, manufacturing, testing, and supplying. So great opportunity you have, my friends, in pharma. Other also areas is a healthcare or a hospital area, which we talk of as an opportunity. You can also grow up to the level of CEO, CFO, as it is in manufacturing. Same thing also happens in hospital as an administrator. You can also have a project manager opportunities, policy analyst in healthcare, in hospital, also in research, where government opportunities are there, insurance companies are there, and the private companies are there, so that you can work with them as a healthcare analyst. Another opportunities also is service managers in insurance. There is a prevention of diseases, and for better health, you can support those hospital areas. In medical entrepreneurship, you can have medical technologies, the manufacturing equipment, devices you can support, and information manager from the healthcare and the hospital opportunities perspective. Newer career opportunities, when you talk of that, it's a medical and scientific services and communication agencies. There are several such which are coming up in recent times. And there is also an area which needs more experts, pharmaceutical journalism. You see, there are various journals, where there are various newspapers or the live media like TV channels. They always need expert from pharma industry. So that's the journalism, pharmaceutical journalism, to write, edit the skills, editing the skills is required, to write the articles, to publish the articles, to discuss the subject. The various media channels also require such guidance. Their scientific publication, medical tourism is another area which is in a big way in last 10 to 12 years, is that several people from abroad, especially the Gulf region, they need to come to India for a treatment. And they come here because of the cost advantage and very good treatment they get. Therefore, so medical tourism means, my friends, is this person who is into that is knowing various hospital connections, various doctors connections, give the quick appointment of the doctor to the patient coming from abroad, timely appointment, timely arrangement for the accommodation in the hospital and for the operation stay, and make their stay in India smooth. So this is also a big opportunity, that medical tourism for pharmacists in India and insurance companies, no doubt. And another area which has boomed in last, especially during Corona time and later now, and it is growing further, is e-pharmacy, which is very, very important for you to understand this new opportunity also for making your career, if you are interested into that and you have a satisfactory funding as well. What it is benefits to everyone, patients, the regulator as well, and pharmacies. So when we talk of e-pharmacy area, we are seeing the lot of publications in the media, especially print media, about new advantage coming from the e-pharmacies for online orders and supplying the medicines at home. And this propelled heavily during Corona time, during the lockdown period, and it benefited to the millions of people in India. So this grew very fast. Now this e-pharmacy business is 5,000 crore plus revenue generation in last 3 years, and it is going to go now in next 5 years up to 46,000 crores. Remember this. Say now, say for exactly to be specific, 25, it is expected 46,000 crores with more than 35 startups. So it's a great opportunity, because though India has 900,000 independent pharmacy shops, retail stores all over India, but it meets the requirement of only 60% of the demand. And therefore, remaining 40% is still needs to be addressed for their requirement through e-pharmacy. So it's a great opportunity. I am repeating again, my friends. India's business of e-pharmacy is 5,000 crore per annum, going to go up to 46,000 crore, and more than 35 startups are there, and you have opportunity to add to this number of startups, my friend, with your expertise in this area, with your knowledge of pharmacy, with your knowledge of IT area as well. And so it is an online platform where customers can purchase medicines without visiting the physical store. We know it, we have implemented it, and this is growing day by day. And see, these are the names of several such e-pharmacies in India. PharmEasy, 1 milligram, that is of Tata, MedLife, MedPlus, NetMeds, the TrueMeds, HealthCard, mChemies, several Apollo pharmacies, one of the biggest in India. So there are several such e-pharmacies. This is a minimum list, but there are so many such things which are growing in India, and you can be part of it for sure. Look at the advertisement of these e-pharmacies. How they write it? 600 cashback, full body checkup with vitamin D and B12 together, 79 parameters in 800 rupees. Look at this advertisement of PharmEasy. So similar things are done by so many e-pharmacies in India. So many such advertisements are regularly there in print media. For medical devices is the third area which you can consider, my friends, if at all you are interested in equipments to manufacture or import and do the trading. But this is required also in the healthcare industry, because the business which is generated by medical device is expected to be $25 to $30 billion in another 2 years' time. Therefore, who is required there is quality expert in general GMP perspective, in general device perspective, procurement, that is purchase department, testing of the devices, transcription of the imported, suppose you are having the devices, some of them supply in their local language of that country. So we need transcription expert as well in Indian language. Sales and marketing, designing and labeling for the medical devices, another area to be exposed. Entrepreneur opportunities. As I mentioned to you earlier also, IT from automation perspective, pharmacists, chemists from e-pharmacy perspective, patent expert, you can have your own consulting activity from that area, from IP perspective or intellectual property perspective. Medical transcription, I just mentioned to you, there are several, remember my friend, there are several startups as well as several business guys in India who are working for medical transcription with the rates between 200 to 500 rupees per page. That's a great area which is growing every day. There is also another opportunity, as you can be, after having sufficient knowledge and exposure to the industry and exposure to the regulations and understanding the regulations perfectly, you can be very good auditor also. So the industry, you can have a consulting activity to audit the sites and submit your reports. Technical translations, transcriptions, as I mentioned to you earlier, packaging materials I described to you. You can be very good trainer, my friends. As I told you, training is a huge activity in every pharma company. They need experts. And if you have a right skill as a trainer, then you can be very successful as a trainer in the industry. If you are doing after post-graduation or your doctorate MBA, you can start your own company, or you can be a CEO of the company where you are working, in going from the lower level to the top level. There's no doubt about that. And these opportunities are already existing, my friends. And corporate-wise, step-wise, supervisor, business consulting, internally, department managers, corporate managers. At higher level, you can go up to CEO, from keeping in mind various expertise which you have in addition to your pharmacies. Financial expertise, if you have, plus advantage. If you are having information, cyber security, data, or IT expert, plus your pharmacy background, HR plus pharmacy background. So everywhere it helps tremendously. You can always explore these opportunities. There are several global recruiters for MBA, those experts in MBA, those who have completed their further expertise after graduation or post-graduation in MBA towards entrepreneurship, my friend. These companies which I have listed on screen, they give opportunities for you to work with them and support the industry, where you can always look for one day coming out of and starting your own activity. So it's a great thing to happen. But all these opportunities are there, my friends, no doubt. But as I told you, in various departments, you always need the skills, the soft skill development, and there are also challenges. So what are those soft skill development areas, which is very important? Please keep this in mind, my friends. Don't forget this. This is very, very important. We cannot just jump to the job unless we have certain skills for that job. So what are those? Most important is your personality or a positive attitude, if you have to look at the opportunities, to look at the life. How positive you are. As a personality, are you always talking positive? Are you keeping always smiling face during work? This makes a big difference for the opportunity. How do you communicate? How polished you are in talking to the interviewer in the organization. The communication skill, your confidence level, your knowledge level, your positive attitude makes a big difference. How will you grow in the organization also depends on your relationship with your colleagues, peers, down the line, up the line. How do you communicate? How do you maintain your relations with everyone? So there is no chance here for roughness, arrogance, angry nature, negative thoughts, no chance. English, no doubt, all of us knows this language very well to communicate. Another area which is important for us to keep the commitment. Whatever we talk, I will do this. So we have to meet those commitments at any cost in the organization. Sincerity, dedication, no doubt is required. Job, owning your own work, accountable for your own job is very, very important in the organization. If you are at a very senior level, you want to go to that level, how you plan it, how effective planning is. Planning is not only important, effective planning is more important. And are you team player or not is very important for the teamwork in the organization to be very successful. And all this, no doubt about knowledge. Remember, be positive all the time. Negative thinking doesn't help anyone. In fact, it puts you down all the time. Not only the companies, but in your life as well. in your social circle as well, with your relatives as well. Don't forget this. Positive attitude is most important. Another area which I want you to consider as a skill is the current industry, and which is going further strongly as the time we go ahead in our pharma industry growth, is the digitalization. And we are hearing a lot, we read a lot of publications are there in the media about digitalization, whether it is TV, print media, whether it is a TV media. You see this electronic media, a lot of things are there, and you know by now what is digitalization. And therefore, let me in short tell you what is digitalization. In the past, I'm talking of several decades ago, people were signing with the thumb. All the documents also, with any critical document, any legal document, there used to be thumb impression. With right education, see, look at this, hear this carefully, where we are into digitalization. We are now, after education, we started only signing in English or maybe in any language, but we started signing because we became educated. So when we are educated and when we are into the digitalization, what is the reality? We are back to the thumb. That is a biometric. In every industry, you will find offices, biometric is essential from security perspective as well. And this, you go to the airports, people check it. For visa, you see, for travel, everywhere you require it. So these are important documents. Again, we are back, but from the perspective of biometric confirmation. In several airports in the world, take your eyesights as a part of recognition that you are the same person. So for visa, when you apply, they take your biometric, and when you reach to that country, again it is verified. So this is digitalization. Okay, this is just a small example I gave you. There are several other versions as well. Why digital? I strongly recommend my friends in your colleges, universities, must go for digital literacy. That is a tremendous added advantage to your career for the better future, because it will give you competitive edge over others. It will give you advantage as a professional excellence and expertise. It gives advantage for entrepreneurship and job-oriented approaches, upgrades your status of profession, rational and logical way of career development as an added advantage to your pharmacy graduates, postgraduates, or a doctor or an MBA. But digitalization knowledge gives you added benefit for your career advancement. Government of India also is doing this for last few years in a big way, as a healthcare as a new now being digital perspective. Several hospitals are also moving into these areas. Robotic operations are being performed. So the government had implemented this policy. The Electronics and Information Technology Ministry, as a part of Digital India, is also titled as National Digital Health Mission to provide personalized health ID, telemedicine facilities, DigiDoctor services, e-pharmacy connections here, health facility registrations, insurance, personal health record repository. So several such activities are there, which is promoted strongly by government. And as a way forward, therefore, how we do that is acquire the skills, knowledge, and understand the creative and safe practices for these technologies. Because it encompasses every component of our students' lives within classroom and beyond. It has a tremendous benefit from that perspective. It ensures students can effectively use digital tools, which you are already doing. We are already doing mobile, correct? We are handling the mobile. Are you listening?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So we are already using the smart mobile phones. That's a digital tool. And smart watches. Lot of health records you can see on the smart watches. Lot of records you can see on mobile phones, smart mobile phones. So we are already using the applications, but basic acquirement of knowledge is very important. And there are several such special courses your university can generate as a part, or you can have as a part of a syllabus. It depends on your policy of organization. It will be advantage to the students, and also the faculty also. It is important for them to understand the digitalization activities to help students' perspective for their knowledge. So when we talk of this digitalization, now today the world has moved towards the artificial intelligence usage in the life of a pharma experts, in the pharma industry, in the hospital, healthcare, and all other areas, different industries as well. And we are seeing tremendous benefit of artificial intelligence. My friend, some other time I will talk to you on that subject. But today it is being few organizations, not widespread. Few organizations are using in a phased manner in R&D for product development, drug development, for screening of the new molecules. This is proving a great boon. Clinical studies and trial to minimize the time and increase the accuracy of the study. Manufacturing department to monitor all critical process parameters. In supply chain, the blockchain area, and marketing strategies advantage to have a benefit from the market requirement, what the market wants, and how to strategize your marketing team policy. So there are several such advantages. Now here I have listed for your interest is that there are several organizations in the world who are giving the training on basic digitalization area free of cost. There are several of here which is marked as free. Is the Coursera, one of the big organization which is commonly known everywhere. Coursera is doing for beginners free of charge. Similarly, the Microsoft, similarly IBM, University of London, they are all doing free of cost beginners programs. For advanced program, they do have minor charges. So you can easily handle it. So you should, if you get time and if you are interested, please explore this area to boost your career opportunity in the pharma industry. There are several other institutions in India who are doing these programs. IPGA, Udemy, Udacity, Coursera, Simply Learn, great learning. There may be more, but I could lay hands on this, so I'm sharing with you. So why AI is required in pharma industry? Keep this thing in mind, because industry has a big pain, my friends. That increase in cost, delayed launches is industry suffers, patients suffer. There are several product recalls, there are several quality issues. So artificial intelligence is helping tremendously for effective quality and process monitoring, for accurate the quality by design activity, for development of a product, more efficient and automated processes and data-driven accurate decision-making and predictive analytics tools is supportive in big way that which equipment is likely to be at risk to fail when, and not to allow it to fail, what is to be done. All these suggestions are coming from AI tool. And it is now becoming more easier to the production and quality team to monitor the process, to ensure not a single instrument will fail. There will not be any downtime so that productivity increases and accuracy increases. So several other advantages some other time I will show you, but let's see this particular as a future of the industry perspective.
It's a pleasure to be here in Las Vegas to present to you. Now, I get invited to do keynotes across the globe. And while it's easy for me to be here in Las Vegas, it isn't always easy for me to travel across the world. And even when I do, I can't always speak the local language. Well, what if neither language nor distance mattered for me to deliver a fantastic keynote? What if technology could help me be anywhere I needed to be and speak any language I wanted? Well, it can. We are bringing together the power of mixed reality and Azure AI services to create a truly game-changing experience. What you're about to see is an exact hologram of me wearing the same outfit that we recently captured at a mixed reality studio. And I don't speak Japanese, but what if I wanted to deliver my keynote in Japanese? Using Azure AI technology, I can translate my English into Japanese and train it to sound exactly like me, the same voice tone, those same inflections. Now we've brought this together, my hologram and Azure AI, to show you what's possible. So first, I'm going to put on my HoloLens 2 here, and then we'll flip in the room to a special camera so you can see exactly what I'm seeing. Let's get started. First, let me introduce you to Mini-Me. There she is, my perfect holograph. And thanks to the power of HoloLens 2, she just floats right with me. I'm literally folding my hologram, so natural. Now she's a little small to do a keynote. So let's get her up so she can do full-size Japanese keynote. Render keynote.私たちは最新の複合現実キャプチャ技術を使用し、私のホログラムを作成しています。実在の人物をホログラムとして見たことがあるかもしれませんが、私が実際に日本語を話しているのが新しいのです。私は日本語を話しませんが、私の声とホログラムは完璧な日本語で話しています。これはニューラルテキスト読み上げと呼ばれる最新の人工知能技術、いわゆるニューラル TTS を使用しています。私たちは自分の声の録音を使用し、私のように聞こえる私自身の個人的な音声署名を作成します。日本語からフランス語、ポルトガル語まで話せます。今、この技術は私たちが働き、遊び、生活する方法に関して、世界中の国境や障壁を取り除くことができると想像してみてください。まさに SF が現実になるところです。You can see this is mind-blowing technology. And what you just saw was my life-size hologram, my exact replica, rendered here in real time, speaking Japanese with my unique voice signature. To do this, we use mixed reality technology to create my hologram and render it here live. Then we use Azure speech-to-text capability and English transcription to get my speech. Then use Azure Translate to get the speech into Japanese, and finally applied neural text-to-speech technology so it sounded exactly like me, just speaking Japanese. And the most amazing part, all of these technologies exist today. The future is here.
You see the advantage? Similarly, the robotics, you see, the artificial intelligence and robotics, how they are benefiting. Some of these companies are using this robotics. There are several cameras fitted onto the system in packaging to find out the defects in the product. In warehouse, in final packaging, in cartons, everywhere this is being used now. Some more examples you see here. In packaging lines, robotic hands are being used. No human intervention. It's fully automated system to avoid the contamination in manufacturing area. So overall, when you talk of artificial intelligence, the Pharma 4.0 is a complete innovation from technology perspective, automation perspective, and as a future, we are talking of use of robotics, cloud computing, data analytics, and blockchain AI to comply with the requirements from a legal perspective as well. And therefore, as a future of pharma industry, the products are going to be patient-centric, digital competence. This is a very, very important thing. The quality and compliance and latest technologies. One of that I showed you the videos that how this technology is going to be a big success now, and industry is going to rely on that. And therefore, as a student of pharmacy, the more you acquire this additional knowledge, it is going to help you tremendously for your career advantage in a big way. So the future is now, my dear friends, young friends, you must unleash your full potential for your growth. There are great opportunities in this noble profession. One last thing from me, which I read and I liked and I'm sharing with you, which is very, very important as well. A student asked to a wise man, "Tell me, sir, in which field I should make my career?" So what the wise man replied? Be a good human being. There is lot of opportunity and less competition. Remember this, never forget, in the rat race of the life, don't forget this last sentence of my presentation. Be good human being, and your career in this area, you have tremendous opportunities because there is less of competition. So keep these things in mind. And with this, I end my presentation. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for the opportunities to invite me and to talk to your audience who are present today in a big way. So I appreciate very much.
Yes, thank you very much, sir. Ma'am, over to you, ma'am. Ma'am, in the meanwhile, some of your co-hosts are disconnected and reconnected.
Okay, sir.
So
Yes.
if you want
Sir,
them.
in the chat box, there is one question from
Satish Kumar, sir.
Jebal, sir. Right now, I can't see the chat box.
Okay.
Okay. Ranjit sir, it was very nice presentation and it was very informative. And I think you have touched all the different fields where our students can explore. I think so. Sir, actually, there is one question from Satish sir, that in the era of medical devices, digital health and telemedicine, what roles can pharmacy graduates play in leveraging technology to improve patient care and medication management? It is.
I got the question. I got the question. It's a big business, as I mentioned earlier. What is important, what role we play in pharma, same role will go in medical device. As a pharmacy graduate, the industry of medical device needs the knowledge from pharmaceutical perspective to help in the pharma healthcare, that is also in the hospital area, to communicate with the patients, to communicate with the hospital, to explain them, to counsel them, and how to use these medical devices, what quality it has, what is the purpose of that, what data it generates, and how to handle it. And this medical device is now growing much faster, very high speed, because more and more people are depending on the automations. They are getting used to it. Now, we have forgotten the landlines, telephone lines in India. Same thing in the world. Now, people are carrying mobiles in pocket. The small size pieces to the big one, the folded one, the big, very big one with the screen. And this also has come in a smaller devices of smart watches. So everywhere there is a use of such medical devices, whether you want to measure blood pressure, whether it is for now, the latest news is once you wear the particular watch, it can give you the blood sugar level instantly at that moment without withdrawing the blood, without testing the blood, this medical device. So we need experts to explain to the patients. And these pharma graduates having additional advantages in medical devices knowledge can do a big thing. Same thing in telemedicine. I explained to you the explaining and guiding and counseling the patients. This is a big role the graduates, the pharmacists can play. Even the pharmacists who are B.Pharm in the shop, they are also doing this job in various countries. So we need to look from that perspective. If you are having your own pharmacy shop, guide the patients. And because you have the knowledge on medical devices, in addition to your own pharmacy knowledge. So taking care or caring the patient is also a big thing to happen, and that is having a big opportunity from the support to the patients. So medical device, telemedicine, both are of a big use, and every now and then now it is going to increase demand because there is a heavy increase in geriatric population. And several parents are staying alone in India and their children are studying outside. So they are alone at home. They need support. They need guidance. They need counseling. So all these areas are completely open now. So that is how medical device and telemedicine is going to help the pharmacy. They can play a big role. I hope Dr. Satish Kumar, did I answer you?
The question is that nobody is entering in the production side, because in Kerala, what you have seen is that there are more than 100 startups are there in medical devices, but not a single pharmacist is found in the startups in medical devices. So somewhere between our production side and R&D, nobody is coming from pharmacy. I think the education system also, we have to change the what do you call, our syllabus also, so that they have some interest and they have decides. But otherwise, nobody comes into this field of production side. As I am working in the device medical side, on production side, I find nobody's interested. People, they don't feel that it's their cup of tea in future. That's the question, sir. But I would like to, yeah.
Yeah, I understand that. That is where the universities play a major role. And
yes,
along with the pharmacy knowledge, this knowledge should be considered by the universities as a special courses. And I am already on the advisory board of one of the universities, and they are starting medical devices area now, as a special course to the students.
Yes, sir.
And same thing, artificial intelligence, separate course, 3 months and 6 months, so that they get additional benefit, those who are interested to go there. So university also has to start, colleges also have to start their own this activity, having experts in their system. And so that those, even you get 10 students also for that, don't worry about it. Make a beginning. And you will get experts. There is no problem.
Yes, sir. Actually, regarding this thing now, sir, you can also suggest to Pharmacy Council of India, because right now we are following this.
They are already aware of it. They are working on it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So in future, I think we can expect more
because they will, it is likely to come as a syllabus.
Yeah.
But it will happen in a phase manner. So why do you want to wait for that? It may take few years.
Yeah.
Because a lot of inputs are required from experts, and then it gets finalized, then it gets communicated, they get feedback. So a lot of these things come and go, but it takes time. In the meanwhile, you can start your own courses, short courses.
Okay. Sir, one more question. Sir, how do see the current conventional medicine distribution system evolve the coming future in India?
How do see the current conventional the current, the real scenario in India, how the medicines are supplied all over locations wherever required as per the orders. It is all for depending on the storage conditions, the referred containers or air conditioned containers to room temperature containers. Wherever it is required, and as per the requirement it goes. But it goes through the stockist first. The stockist decides to distribute it to the chemist level further. And whereas e-pharmacies are supplying directly to you, to the patients at home. Whereas the chemist shop, we have to go to the chemist shop to buy it. That's the current scenario. But now it is changing, keeping in mind the automations, and to stop the fake medicines, to stop the pilferage of the packs, to stop the duplication of the pack. What they do is now doing it through the supply chain, complete monitoring of the distribution through the blockchain area, new automation system, so that if anybody is tampering it anywhere in the supply chain, it will be automatically notified. And blockchain is comparatively safer, which cannot be hacked from the supply perspective. Because each blockchain is like, we construct the houses, we use bricks, connect each brick with each other, join them. So same way, the information of the blocks, each block has a different information, and they are connected to each other, tied to each other. in the form of the software. So no one can get full information in the blockchain. So the blockchain is the latest thing and which is working very well to stop the misuse of the supply. It reaches till the last user, that is patients. Whole data is there inside the blockchain. If there is any quantity issue or anything is happening, that can be immediately seen on the screen. So nobody can tamper with the supply chain. So that's the biggest advantage. And several companies have started. There is also another system which is called track and trace. In serialization, track and trace of the supply, which is helping a big way now the organizations worldwide to minimize the issues of tampering of the supply. And nobody can take out, nobody can steal, nobody can have shortage of the supplies.
Are there any more questions from the audience side?
There are several feedbacks also on the chat box. I'm reading one of them is Ms. Dr. Abdul Nazir.
Yeah, Abdul Nasir says, very much informative, not only for students, also for us working in pharma industry. And there is one more question is there, madam. Will
the advancement of AI become a threat to the opportunities available for the graduates?
No. See, it's everything, you know, the coin has two sides always. The head and tail. So in every opportunity, every new thing, there are positive as well as negative things. It depends on the human, how to use it. And the technology is there to support human. If somebody wants to misuse, you can't help. So therefore, more and more cyber security activities are coming in now to protect the technology so that misuse either can be noticed immediately or can be stopped. So it's finally these technologies generated by human and it is going to be monitored by human. So it is just the equipment. It is just the software developed by the human. So therefore, not to misuse it, it is in the hands of human only. So there could be some doubts from that perspective of misuse as a threat. But I don't see, as we go on growing further with these kind of technologies and automations, the people will realize the importance of that. And I'm sure a day will come when nobody will start thinking negatively for that implementation. So I hope I answered Evely's question.
And he has asked one more question, sir. What is the minimum qualification for the application to various jobs mentioned? Is MPharm or PhD necessity in this time?
Minimum is pharmacy graduate.
Sir, let me add one thing. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Sir, actually in the regulations, Sadiq sir told there are a lot of vacancies in medical device, as it is mandatory in pharmaceutical manufacturing. Pharmacy B-Pharm is necessary for manufacturing and quality control. It must be made mandatory in our act that B-Pharm must be required for in the production and analysis of medical device also. That our association can put a suggestion to the concerned departments.
You are right. You are right. No doubt about it. Already pharmacy graduates at least is required in manufacturing, testing, in regulatory department as well. in medical devices, a lot of revisions are happening from regulatory perspective, and these things will happen for sure.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, there is one more question. Sir, I only a pharmacy graduate, known the therapeutic reaction of the drug. Why, sir, doctors are prescribing the medicines to the patient. In foreign countries, the pharmacist is prescribing the medications to the patient, not the doctors. Why this is not applicable in India till date? Clinical pharmacist post is very few in India.
It's a good question. I mean, it's a good observation as well from Devika. See what is happening in our country, to tell you very frankly. As I mentioned earlier during my talk, there are 900,000 plus chemist shops. Government has made that every shop must be manned by the pharmacy graduates or D-Farm. Now, when this thing is there, and there are several remote areas, there are no graduates available to monitor the shop or to monitor the activity. So in such a cases, it's a big question mark. So the owners themselves have to ensure that this is a legal requirement, this is a regulatory requirement from the government authorities. So I must get graduates, and they must be available to them in those remote areas. That's a big question mark. And very few people enjoy going to the remote areas, the graduates, postgraduates, or doctors. You see the reality today. So this is the issue. Now, as far as the pharmacies in abroad is concerned, if you don't have such people in India, but in abroad, that's a strict regulation and there is a heavy punishment. Same thing with in India also. But when such things are there, how many people implement, how many people will follow up? Minimum 900,000. Now there is a e-pharmacy as well. You see, e-pharmacy supply directly going from the stockist or whoever has started this business. He is keeping the stocks and he is supplying to the patients directly home. Now, how to monitor this? So they are working on these policies, which is yet to be final from e-pharmacy perspective, though some regulations are still prevailing. There is an improvement needed and it will happen in due course of time. But as far as the supply from the pharmacies in abroad in India, it is doctors, because of this reason that we need doctors here to strongly support these kind of supplies of medicines to the different patients when they need it. But pharmacies cannot, because pharmacies today are also not available in the as a pharmacist in the shops. So that's a big thing. So, and another thing is, unless and until doctors do not recommend, the medicines cannot be given by the pharmacy, because pharmacies are not full expert in the treatment. If you see our pharmacy education, they are not like medicinal doctors to understand the disease, to recommend the proper medicines. So this is the difference. Whereas abroad, I have seen several pharmacists, those who are trained by the organizations, those who are trained by the government agencies. They have a definite norms, what kind of medicine, but however, they also expect the prescriptions. They also expect the prescriptions. They can just guide. But if the patient goes there directly, they will not recommend. What they recommend is only the over-the-counter medicines, OTC products. Remember. So there is a difference from that perspective. They cannot recommend each and every product. The products which are available on the shelf, commonly anybody can go and pick up without prescription. That is called over the counter, OTC. Only those they can consider to recommend. I hope Devika is clear.
Sir, you have
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, no problem. I appreciate the lot of questions are there from your students, and I'm happy they ask so many things. But if you have, if you get anything additional, communicate to me.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Actually, it was a very informative and eye-opening session for us all. I would say eye-opening because even I was exposed to many other career opportunities for BPharm graduates other than the conventional uh, opportunities like in hospital and in academics as well as in industry. You talked about medical communication services, about pharma journalism, about medical tourism, especially e-pharmacy, in the field of medical devices, the opportunities available, especially the startups that students should they should engage more in startups and also the entrepreneur opportunities for students. So it was actually a very eye-opening session for us all. You started with the key segments in pharma industry, with the Indian pharma industry being the sunrise industry. Also, as you actually said, the pandemic opportunities has shot India to global fame, and India has become the pharmacy of the world. Well,
We are stuck.
academics, etc. The new opportunities available, the newer career opportunities, especially what areas the students should expertise themselves in, especially in digital literacy and also soft skill challenges for the students. How they should improve their soft skill qualities. And also the AI applications in pharmacy, where you gave us a new insight, the future of pharma industry, and you ended with how the students should unleash their potential, how they should bring out their actual potential and grow in the career in the pharma industry. As you aptly put, the human element or the emotional aspect of the students that should be very important in their career. You started with Dr. Abdul Kalam's that incident. That is the same thing which even I have to tell the students, that human element should be there in whatever career you choose. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the very informative session. Thank you very much, and we look forward for more interactive sessions with you. The interactive session was also very good. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
It will be my pleasure all the time to support your university and college and IPGA as well.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Dr. Jaybalan is doing a great job in IPGA. So
Thank you, sir.
I always go out because of him for IPGA activity.
Sir, what is the number of this webinars, sir?
Pardon me?
It is one, the number of webinar that you have.
Today's is 120th.
120th.
Yeah.
So nice. Many more happy returns, sir.
Great, sir. That's great one.
Thank you, sir, for opening the door to opportunities. And thank you, Rachel ma'am, for moderating this session. Next, I welcome Devatharun VR, General Secretary, IPGA Students Forum, Kerala State Branch, to extend the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon all. I am Devatharun VR, 7th semester BPharm, Madhyaskaras College of Pharmacy. On behalf of IPGA and Madhyaskaras College of Pharmacy and the entire fraternity of the institution, first of all, I extend my most sincere thanks to God Almighty for making today's event a resounding success. And on behalf of IPGA and MADA, as far as College of Pharmacy, I extend a really hearty thanks to our most respected Dr. Ranjit Vartikar, sir, PBD International, who spared his most precious time from his busy schedule to grace this event. Today, we had the opportunity to hear your thoughts, and I'm sure this will be going to encourage our future here. Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to thank Jan, sir, who unfortunately was not able to attend this function, but his support and guidance was throughout and helped us in the success of this webinar. Thank you, sir. Next, I am immensely thankful to Dr. Satish Kumar CS, Vice President IPG, for his wonderful presidential address and for his continuous guidance and support in organizing this webinar and making it a success. Thank you, sir. Next, I am immensely grateful to Dr. Preja Ji Pillai, our beloved principal, for continuous guidance and efforts in making this webinar and organizing it and making this a grand success. I thank you, ma'am. Now, I wholeheartedly thank Dilip, the IPGA General Secretary, Kerala State Bank, for supporting us throughout and guiding us. Without his guidance, I don't think this will be a success. And with his and he really helped us in the success of this webinar. I thank you, sir. Next, I would like to thank our beloved Rachel Madam, Vice Principal, MD, MADA College of Pharmacy, for her continuous guidance and support. Next, I take the opportunity to thank all the eminent personalities who attended this webinar. Nishit sir, IPGA South Zone Vice President, Dr. Jayabalan sir, IPGA North Zone, Praveen sir, Mahalakshmi madam, Ramya Gayatri madam, Abdul Nasir sir, and all other executive and central members of IPGA. Thank you for your guidance and support. Next, I would like to thank Mr. Abdul Nasir sir, General Secretary, Preguma sir, and Kala madam of IPGA for their support and guidance. Thank you all. Now I thank all the teaching faculties of pharmacy colleges across Kerala and outside Kerala, especially from Tamil Nadu, Delhi, and Himachal. Thank you for your support. And next, I would like to mention some of my friends of MADA College of Pharmacy who helped and support in organizing this webinar. Mr. Akshay Kumar, Mr. Ebindi Marshall, Ms. Mahima Krishnan M, Ms. Devika M, and of 7th and BPharm, and Agra Baburaj and Tanvin of 4th semester BPharm. They played a huge role in organizing this webinar. Thank you all. Last but not the least, thank you everyone who attended this webinar, all the delegates who attended this webinar and making it a success. And once again, thank you all.
Thank you, Devatarun. And it's time to end up the session. Now, it's time for National Anthem.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, I think it is over.
It's over. I think there was some network issue, I think, with
I think.
Feedback form also, kindly fill the feedback form.
Link is shared. All of you, please fill the feedback form.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, Dilip.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you, sir. Jayabalan, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll end up. Thank you, all of you.